to just give, I guess, to get an idea of just how powerful this man is. I remember one time we were at practice and we're drilling some stuff with Dean, and it's a long day. It's probably 3 of 3. We're in the middle of like a triple or a double or something crazy. We've been in the gym for the better part of 3 hours. So he goes to like plop down next to me because we just finished with the practice. And he literally plops down, and I don't know positionally what happened, but like his feet come up and his foot or shin or something, boom, right on the bridge of my nose. And it hit like a head kick that you would hear in the UFC. And like I fell back and kind of held my face, like, and it was just like he generated, and I fought a couple times. So it's just like he almost fell back and KO'd me. There wasn't any intention behind that. So it's like I'm as tough as they come, and I know the guy. And if anyone knows his strengths and weaknesses, is the guy who spends all the time around him on a day-to-day basis. And it would be extremely hard for me to get me to sign a contract to get in there with him and deal with any of that power with some intention behind it. The thing about it that you probably would miss would just be like the active hips, because he landed that trip. So to be able to transition on one foot as opposed to just a straight sprawl back, or, a lot of guys end up stuck in the mud and they don't even have the active hips to get the sprawl. So kind of keeping him light on his feet, keeping under balance, expecting for a takedown to come. And he did a really good job locking that whizzer in and framing on the head to give himself a chance, which is a detail that a lot of people miss, especially when you're dealing with a wrestler. If you start losing the head battle or you start losing the over-underhook battle. So like I said, he got that strong whizzer in. He was framing on his head correctly like he was supposed to. And just to have those live hits to make that good hip pop to where he ended up on top, and not even in a pure like sprawling situation where we could have maybe had some counter wrestling or some chain wrestling going on. The dude hit his back because he got legitimately countered. So I think a lot of fans might have missed. And those are, like I said, those are high-level details that even in my career I've missed at times. As far as, whenever you're dealing with someone with any type of wrestling credentials, you have to address that head placement. And he did a great job of doing that before he went for that counter. Absolutely. I mean, you see how he moves, and the dude shows up at the beginning of training camp 290, 295 at times. Might get a little upset with me for telling the public that, but like I said, he's moving, he's covering a lot of ground. Even so with the flexibility, I know he did a lot of kicking in the warm-ups and stuff like that, but it's almost like you tend to forget this man is 6'5", 290, 285 pounds on any given day. And he's kicking and being dynamic and changing directions, and he's up on his toes. Juan was not a small person. And for him to be moving to him like that, fresh off of dynamic movement on his feet, you have to know. You have to know. I'm biased, having been a football player as well, and I fully, wholeheartedly believe that anyone coming from a football background and was able to achieve at like a Division 1 type level, pro type level, we're the biggest, strongest, most explosive, dynamic athletes of everybody. And everybody can say what they want to, but no one wants to line up 5 yards away from a professional football player and run headfirst into them. We have a lot of these intangibles that he brings to the table, like I said, with his natural ability. And then he has the mindset to be a student of the game. And as we all know, like heavyweights, that's the fine wine division. Like you got to let those guys mature. You got to put them in that barrel and let those flavors come out. So 30 is not old, Like, I mean, look at what Andre did. Tell me he did not look fantastic, in his fight. I mean, the volume, everything. And like I said, it's just like I said, you just put him in the barrel, just enjoy the glass. It's a heavyweight. A lot of times, like I said, it's never over until they say it's over. You almost can't look at them. You can't look at their age. You can't tell with these guys. So he has a lot of time to develop so many avenues in his playbook. And like I said, he's already competing at the highest level. And luckily, like I said, we're enjoying a lot of success, you know. But you can learn, there's so much to be learned from losses and wins and all this kind of stuff. And you could realistically say, if he so chose, he has another 5, maybe 10 years playing this game at this level. And he's already getting wins this early into this journey. So, yeah, man, I can't put a ceiling on that guy's ability or say what he can and cannot do because he's so young in the game.